welcome back from spring break. Hope everyone enjoyed much needed rest. So I will call this meeting to order. In compliance with the Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code Chapter 551, I call this meeting of the Manor Independent School District to order on
Tuesday, March 25th at 5:02 p.m.
Let the record show that a quorum is present. This meeting has been duly called and notices of this meeting have been posted in accordance with the Open Meetings Act. The board will now adjourn into executive session at
5:03 p.m.
pursuant to the following sections of the Texas Open Meetings Act: 551.074, 551.071, 551.072, and 551.129. We'll be back. Good evening, everyone. Once again, and welcome back from spring break. Hope everyone got some much well-needed rest. And so before we open, I would like to welcome back Dr. Mary Thomas. Look at her amazing recovery. So blessed to have her back. And guess what she brought? She brought this Fortuna Award for the Education Businesswoman of the Year, Dr. Mary Thomas. Thank you. And would you like to say any words? The mic.
I would just like to say thank you to all of the Manor students, the parents, the staff. This award was actually went before a panel that based it on all of the things that we do in Manor. And so this is not my personal award, but it was earned because of all of the work that this district is doing for kids and the mission and the vision. And I had one of my friends to tell me that it's on LinkedIn, and you know there was all kinds of information on there. I know that when I sent in the information in, that was out there, but I did not realize how in debt it is, and I just can't thank you all for encouraging our students, our parents, and our staff, because this is a major deal, and because it is in the United States that I received this on behalf of the Manor School District. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Thomas. Continue to put Manor ISD on the map. Thank you for making us proud. I would also like to, before I open, say a happy belated birthday to our money man, CFO, Moises, and our board secretary, Laura Perez, whose birthday is tomorrow. All right. So now we will now reconvene into open session at
March 25th, 6:02 p.m.
All right, we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, I will take volunteers for the mission and vision statement. Do I have a volunteer for the vision statement? How many of our trustees?
Volunteer.
Okay.
Manor ISD is the best district in Texas where we provide an equitable education for all scholars and graduate them ready to become leaders in our community.
Thank you, Trustee Martinez. Do I have a volunteer for the mission statement?
I will. Collectively, as a community, Manor ISD provides equitable resources, a safe learning environment, and high-quality educational services for all scholars to successfully achieve and reach their full potential.
Thank you, Trustee Rodriguez Barnett. We will move on to number 6, recognition.
We'll start here. So Team of 8, we have some exciting recognitions for you guys this evening, both in fine arts and athletics. But before we get started, for our students who are here today, once your name is called, if you'll walk up to the left, you'll shake the hands of our Board of Trustees, but stay put until the end where we're gonna take a group photo, and then once we're done taking that group photo, you'll head right out those doors for your individual photos. Now let's get started. So tonight we're gonna kick off our recognitions by honoring those who hit the right notes at the UIL Band Solo and Ensemble Contest. These students we're showcasing tonight went through a rigorous audition process to be named to their respective state solo or ensemble group. So from Manor New Tech High School, we have Garrett Bellinson, tenor sax solo. For saxophone quartet, we have Trinity Kane, Maya Diggs, Garrett Melson again, and Maya Wilkins. And forgive me for this pronunciation. Ira Lua Adesanya for French horn solo, Juan Perez for bass trombone solo, Ellen Guerrero Melendez for keyboard percussion, Domenico Manjares for keyboard percussion solo, and Julian Vasquez for snare drum solo. Do we have any of those kiddos with us here tonight? Well, congratulations to them. That's not all, though. We got some from Manor High School. So from Manor High School, we have Haley Garcia from Mex, clarinet solo, Christopher Resendez, snare drum solo, Eduardo Rodriguez, xylophone solo, and flute quartet. We have Catherine Anderson, Joy Austin, Mia Garcia, and Amelia Martinez. Next, we go from fine arts to athletics and powerhouse student athletes. So tonight, we're highlighting 3 student athletes who earned a coveted spot at the Texas Women's High School Powerlifting Championship. Right before spring break, these young women showcased their strength, determination, and resilience on the state's biggest stage for high school powerlifting. Congratulations, too, from Manor New Tech High School, Ariel Spence. And for Manor High School, we have Valeria Granados and Ashley Mucino. And guided by their coach, Joel Velasco, these athletes work tirelessly to prepare for this. Congratulations.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
From students, we go to our Staff of the Month. Our Staff of the Month are recognized by their campuses for their tireless efforts and the things that they do for our scholars each and every day. Let's go ahead and kick off our recognitions. Same thing for our staff recognitions. Once your name is called, if you go up to the left, shake the hands of our trustees. We'll take a group photo at the end, and then once we're done, you'll head out those doors for an individual photo. Start kicking off our recognitions from the Child Development Center, Jocelyn Casanova, pre-K. From Blake Manor Elementary, Amalia Moreno, pre-K bilingual, and Alondra Luna, pre-K instructional assistant. From Bluebonnet Trail Elementary, Tunisia Olivia, kindergarten, and Yania McKinney, inclusion support. From Decker Elementary School, Alessandria Garza, and Shalnora Worlds, long-term sub. And fun fact about Alessandria, you're gonna see her in the Manor ISD enrollment commercial that we just shot today. And spoiler alert, she's awesome. So.
Teacher of the Year.
Also Teacher of the Year. From Lagos Elementary School, Hannah Ryan, 3rd through 5th grade grades FAC, and Amber Thorne, assistant principal. From Oak Meadows Elementary, Ruth Garcia, pre-K through 5th grades music, and Rebecca Portillo, 4th grade ELAR. From Presidential Meadows, Phoenix Walton, 3rd grade self-contained, and Carmen Gonzalez, cafeteria manager. From Shadow Glen, Etoff Al-Nawaz, 4th grade, reading and language arts, and Edna Padilla, the registrar. From Manor Rise Academy, Kaya Brooks, 4th grade self-contained, and Anidia Johnson, pre-K educational assistant. From Decker Middle School, Pedro Vasquez, 6th through 8th grade, Spanish teacher, and Katrina Randolph, receptionist. From Manor New Tech Middle School, Carson Rice, 7th grade social studies, and Danielle Polly, the school nurse. From Manor Early College High School, Stephen Fisher, 10th through 11th grade science, and Angela Abusafi, senior administrative assistant. From Manor High School, Allison Cruiser, 9th through 10th grade English, and Jesse Schultz, whole child social worker. And from Manor Senior High School, Jeffrey Lumen Singh, 11th through 12th grade psychology, and Alexander Gomez, attendance clerk. Awesome. We can get you guys in the middle. We're gonna go ahead and take a group photo. Once he shakes hands.
All right, we can come to the center over here. Ready, 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
All right. We're going to go to public forum, and we do have one signed up.
I did the timer. My mind went blank. Blame me.
Okay, we went through it pretty quick. So.
Thank you. Okay, for each person present in the boardroom who wishes to address the board, you will have 3 minutes to speak. There are timers on each of the screens and one in front of you. Mr. Martinez, will you please let them know when they have 1 minute remaining and again when their time is up? When necessary for effective meeting management or to accommodate large numbers of individuals wishing to address the board, the presiding officer may make adjustments to public comment procedures, including adjusting the time allotted to each speaker. Because of topic posting requirements of the Open Meetings Act, board members are not permitted to answer any questions posed to the board by the patron, and no action can be taken on any issue presented during this time. With this being a regular board meeting, you will be allowed to speak on any topic, whether it is on the agenda or not. If you wish to ask questions of the board, you may submit them in writing, addressed to the superintendent's office, and the board may consider them at a subsequent meeting. If you are an employee or employee's representative, please be advised that the grievance policy deadlines are not waived. If you have documents to pass out to the board, please identify those documents. Finally, please be aware that rules of decorum will be enforced during the public comment period. Please refrain from making comments directed at specific individual employees, scholars, or board members by name to avoid any potential breach of confidentiality. If you have complaints regarding specific individuals, please provide those in writing addressed to the superintendent for his attention. Each participant is legally responsible for the content and consequences of his or her own statements. And this evening we have one speaker, Ms. Tricia Blackland, and the topic of discussion is accountability. You let me know when you're ready.
Good evening, board members, Dr. Samani, members of the community. First of all, I would like to start by saying I'm here as a concerned parent and community member, not an employee of Manor ISD. Accountability, it's a word we hear very often. But what does it really mean? At its core, accountability is about ownership. Owning our actions, decisions, and their consequences. In its foundation of trust in our personal and professional relationships. Imagine a workplace where no one takes responsibility, deadlines are missed, mistakes are ignored, and blame is often passed around. What happens? Progress stops, teamwork fails, and success becomes impossible. The same applies in our personal lives. Without accountability, relationships break down, progress fails, and growth is limited. If parents aren't held accountable for their children's actions, teachers aren't held accountable for their students' learning, and principals aren't held accountable for those teachers' actions or inactions, the cycle continues. This chain reaction is difficult to break, and in my view, this lack of accountability is what has led Manor ISD to where we are today. Accountability isn't just about admitting mistakes. It's about learning from them. It's about saying, yes, I did this, and this is how I'm going to fix it. True accountability transforms failures into stepping stones. We've all heard the saying that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Our kids' education is suffering. When will we, as a community and a school district, say enough is enough? I challenge all of you to take responsibility for the role we each play in these issues. Parents, take responsibility for your children's learning.
1 minute.
Their behavior, their discipline, and their attendance. Teachers, ensure quality education, mentor students, and communicate with the parents on that progress. Administration, use funds wisely and create safe, effective learning opportunities for all students. How do we build this accountability? 3 simple steps. Be honest with ourselves and others, take action, and then take responsibility for those actions. When we embrace accountability, we earn trust. We improve our skills, and we become stronger individuals and a stronger community. Moving forward, let's challenge ourselves to be accountable, not just for our mistakes, but for our commitments, our words, and our growth. Be accountable to ourselves, our students, and our community. Accountability is not a burden, it's a key to success. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we only had one person.
We
Okay.
did, and that concludes public forum.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll go to 8.1, Superintendent Update. Dr. Sarmani?
All right, Team of 8, I have a few updates. Mr. Clicker is there. From a point of pride, just want to point out that we do have an EMT program that we started about a year ago. We have some students getting their EMT basic certifications. But more exciting is ACC has decided that Manor ISD is going to be the pilot of their new EMT program that they're rolling out. So we're real excited that our partner has chosen us and our kids, and that we are going to produce some emergency medical technicians. And by the way, that's one step away from a fire academy. You got to do your EMT first, then you can go on to a fire academy. So we're looking forward to partnering with ESD 12 in the future to try to make that happen. So good news there. If you go forward one. Right now, as we speak, Manor New Tech High School is competing in the playoffs. So I just want to give them a shout out. Unfortunately, they've got to win. They need to win tonight because I got to see them at least once in the playoffs. So they're doing really well, good team, and we're excited for the second year in a row. They're making a deep run into the playoffs, and so hopefully they will defeat El Campo tonight. So shout out to my New Tech Titans out there.
Way to go, Titans.
You go forward. And we also just want to point out, we hosted the first robotics Centex meet this past spring break. Here's the most amazing thing, and I told the audience this. There are hundreds and hundreds of teenagers who got up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning of spring break to go drive robots around. And I think if that tells you anything about the excitement that this event garnered, I think nothing will. But just want to point out that it was a great showcase of our school district and our facilities. And I also want to shout out to our 2 robotics teams, one from Manor High School and one from Manor New Tech High School that were competing. And it was great to see the 2 high school teams help each other out during the competition because you were allowed to actually support each other. And of course, they chose to support each other, which was nice to see. So look forward to seeing more of our robotics teams in the future. and we'll hopefully be hosting them. They liked us so much, I offered to host it every year. I figured, why not?
Yes.
So we'll be giving you an invitation next year to come to see the meet. It is something to see. So thank you to those teams. As always, want to give a student safety update. If you go forward, Dr. Harvey. There are two more of our recommendations that have been fully implemented and completed. There is now intensive counseling taking place at MAP for students in need of that. We also have started something students requested to have a drop-in counseling service. And just to be clear, students could always drop in to counseling offices, but they expressed to us that they needed something different for that. And so we have staffed it and providing at their recommendation of what they wanted it to look like at the senior high school and early college high school campus. So that is in place now for them as well. If you go forward one. We've looked at 8 different weapons detection systems. We have had clear number 1 that we have ranked. We are practicing with that system this week to make sure it does exactly what we want it to do and what it looks like and how it works. So once that's done and we're happy with it, we will begin to deploy it at the high school. Well, first we'll sign the contract, and then we'll start deploying it to the high school and then work on looking at the middle school. Just to be clear, I haven't forgotten the elementary level, but I really do think that there's a different type of system that we're looking at elementary. I think there's a very big difference between what you want at a high school level, secondary level, and what you would want at an elementary level. Also, our third-party auditor, Center for Safe Schools, contacted me. There's 2 reports coming. One of them is done. They have not sent it to me. I should be getting it this week, and that is their behavioral and climate assessment portion. So we'll have that. Their physical, safety and security audit, they did tell me it's going to be delayed. The person who was doing it actually left their company and didn't finish the report, so they're going to have somebody else finish the report, and he's actually going to do a follow-up site visit, so that one's going to take a little bit longer than the behavior one. But I want to go ahead and at least get one of those reports in. And then when we get the other one, as soon as possible, I'll pass it on to trustees. Just a reminder, when you do get those types of reports, a lot of it can't be made public because we don't want to provide anyone public knowledge about how to get around our safety procedures, because that's the whole point of that, for them to tell us where we need to do better. However, you may see new recommendations that appear on the slides and in the district improvement plan based on that, although I'll couch those in words that doesn't give away what exactly we need to upgrade. So more to come on that. And that's all I got for you, team of 8. We're on to the info items. Thank you.
Okay, information items, 9.1, March monthly financial report. If we don't have any questions from our trustees, I can move on to the next agenda item, information item. Okay, no questions. 9.2, constraint progress monitoring report, teacher retention. If there's no questions, or Dr.
She does need to run through the slides for our monitoring report, part of our
yes.
Lone Star governance.
Dr. William Bill.
All right. Good evening, team of 8.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. So we like to keep the format simple so that we can follow the progress in a way that's meaningful and that communicates to everyone. And so you've seen this chart a couple of times intentionally so that the information can be followed. So the last update that you received for the teacher retention rate and turnover rates was in July. And so October 2024, we were still around that 76% retention rate at about 74%. And the turnover rate was about 26%. And so for the 23-24 school year, our turnover rate is below the target that you have set for us. As of January 2025, we know that's still early. We start calculating the retention rate for the school year after snapshot, which is October 2024. So between November and January, our retention rate was 98.38% with a turnover rate of 1.62% for teachers. One of our other strategies or goals and objectives is that MISD will attract and retain by 2026 highly effective staff. And so our strategy number one, we started on that year-and-a-half-long journey to get our salaries competitive with surrounding school districts. And so the last update that we had for you all was our special education paraprofessionals. They received their salary increases to make us more compatible with surrounding school districts, as well as our campus administrators, our assistant principals, and some of our principals. So we have completed that part of the project. And so our next phase is to go back through all of our salaries to make sure that we caught everyone who needed to be caught. And so this July, we'll have an update from TASB. We've invited them back to look at the work that we did this past year to make sure that our pay grades remain consistent across the board for all employees. For our multiple pathways for employees, we're still working on that. Tonight, you got to see one of our Texas State teacher residents be recognized as Employee of the Month, Ms. Brooks. And so that is part of our strategy of establishing multiple pathways. What that means is last spring, she started with us as a student teacher. And so she completed her schoolwork, her coursework in college and Manor ISD teaching residency with us last spring and graduated in December. And now she's a full-time employee with us. And so that's one of the pathways that we've established over the past couple of years. And I think some of you were able to attend that ceremony, and we had 7 this year sign with us to become teachers. Another professional pathway, the past couple of years, we've had an average of about 27 of our substitutes for the past 2 years become full-time employees, with the majority of them becoming teachers. And so we are getting more folks into the classroom and into full-time positions in our different pathways. We also had 12 of our seniors attend the job fair this past or earlier this month, and we had 12 of them complete the signing day. I think last year we had, was it 7 last year, and we had 12. And so our seniors have the opportunity to come and work with us when they graduate from high school this May. They can work as a paraprofessional if they choose to attend college locally and part-time while they earn their teaching degree. We also give them a letter of promise so that when they graduate from college to become teachers, we invite them back to become part of the Manor ISD team. For our professional development to improve our staff capacity and skills, we have some data collected that we will share at an upcoming meeting about how staff feels about the professional development they've been provided so far this year. We have seen some positive remarks about the just-in-time, the appropriate level of professional development they have received. In particular, part of this strategy was also focused on HR and PEIMS as we switch to the new PEIMS reporting system. And so we have met our target for the HR department, everyone in the staff, to complete at least 3 professional development activities for this school year, and we are in March. And so we'll continue to attend those professional development series as a department and interdepartmentally with the PEIMS department to make sure that the data that we are collecting are accurate and that they're reported accurately. And then last, we're still working on our Manor ISD people experience to improve the quality of customer service, both internally and externally. One thing I do want to note, in the center, we have by 2026, the retention rate will increase from 57% to 80% as noted by the TAPER report. We did share at the last reporting that in 2023, in the last PEIMS system, we did have some of our data reported inaccurately, so we will have a little bit of discrepancy, but the real-time numbers that you're provided are about what we should be seeing. We also have, with our most recent budget updates and the changes that we're having to make in staffing, as well as we'll be coming up on our 5th year of having visiting international teachers, and so they will have to go back to their home countries as well. And so as we look at our retention rate by TAPER, those factors will impact it. And so we may need to look at that. We're keeping the data separately so that we could see if everyone stayed here, this would be our retention rate. But we do know that our 5th year international teachers will have to return to their homes, as well as our budget changes that we're making for this school year. So keep that in mind. This chart, I just bolded what was new as far as our progress. and it's the equity adjustments that I discussed before. And on the second chart, the items in bold are some of the items that we've accomplished, and I'll pause here just for a few seconds. And then just in summary, again, we know our data has varied over the years, and this year's upcoming report will reflect that data that was submitted in October 2023. Our current retention rate variables are the budget with our FTEs and our fifth-year international teachers. Some year-round retention indicators, because retention is year-round, not at the end of the school year, not at the middle. And so we've implemented something called stay interviews, in which each supervisor visits with each team member that they have and asks them about 7 questions to indicate if they will stay with Manor ISD, if they're thinking about leaving, and if so, why, to give that supervisor time to intervene to get them to stay with us, whether that's professional development or other items that they might be seeking. So we received some very positive feedback from our supervisors engaging in that process for the first time. We also have our 25-26 intention notice, in which employees let us know if they're going to resign, retire, or come back for the next year. Based upon the results that we received, the 90% of employees said they will return to Manor ISD for the upcoming school year. And then we also have our employee opinion survey, which just concluded, and TASB will have those results to us, and we'll provide you an update with that information as well. We also continue to learn and adjust to our new PEAM system. Our PEAMS team is fantastic. Our position management specialist and HR who work together with them, as well as the finance department and CIA, it's just a remarkable thing to see. And Dr. Samani saw them in action as we concluded the first submission. And it is just a different environment in which they collaborate and work, and they all feel a sense of pride and accomplishment and teamwork, and know that they can rely upon each other. And then last, because of the interdepartmental collaboration, we do expect that our data reporting continue to improve.
Is there any questions? Did you want to make, Trustee Patterson? TV Land.
Yeah, my mouth is big. I usually don't need one. But the retention report, will you be able to break it down for us by certified teachers against all others?
Yes.
In terms of who we retain? That might help us when it comes to the budget and all that.
Yeah, so as of the latest report for this school year, for our SBEC certified teachers, we've got about 98% so far for this year. For our international teachers, we have 98%. For our local CERT teachers, we have 92%.
But moving forward in the coming years, be able to continue to do that.
Absolutely. Provide you a monthly update on that.
Thank you. Any other questions? Very great reporting. Thank you very much, Dr.
You're welcome.
Williams-Hill. All right. And I guess we'll move on to consent agenda. I can't hear you, Trustee Patterson. TV Land.
I move approval, consent agenda.
I have a motion by Trustee Patterson to accept consent agenda items 10.1 to 10.11 as presented by administration.
I second.
I have a second by Trustee Lowry. If there's no discussion, all those in favor, say aye or raise your hand. Okay, all those opposed, abstain. Motion passes 6-0. And am I correct, Dr. Sarmani? The next thing is confirmation of the next regular board meeting. It's April 21st, 2025. And It is 6:35 PM, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
I have a motion by trustee Howard to adjourn at 6:35 PM. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by trustee Rodriguez Barnett. All those in favor? Yay, it passes 6-0, a record. Oh my gosh. Woo! 35 minutes. Oh, whoa, I gotta post this. This is an amazing board. And team, and admin, and everybody. Thank you. Okay, yay!